Welcome to the Real Estate Show on KMED. Pete Belcaster and Joe Brett, the Real Estate Guys, with you this weekend, February 28th and March the 1st here of 2015 is already done. 2 months of the year rolling along, and I got to tell you, folks, and we've been telling you this for some time here on our show, that we thought 2015 was going to be a good year, and it's certainly starting out that way. What's so interesting about it, Joe, is overall, just the residential sales go, is the inventory is like 43% lower than it was a year ago at this time, and pending sales are up, which is very interesting. Days in the market are up too, as people are kind of digging down to try to find places because there's not so many left. I mean, the availability of homes, I think, was down to under 4 months. And a year ago, it was like 9 months. I mean, so it's really, there's a lot of stuff going on, isn't there?
We better build some new homes.
Well, you got to do lots of things like that, and that's what we're going to find out. So anyway, welcome to the show today. We get together, with you every weekend here on KMED, AM and FM to talk about issues facing real estate all over Southern Oregon, Jackson and Josephine County. Guy Giles, who's the sales manager for Summit Funding and our kind of mortgage lender expert, is with us today. First of all, Guy, nice to see you. How you doing?
I'm good. You guys let me come back.
We look forward to seeing you when you come through the doors and you're up there again. Summit Funding, just tell me this quickly. We're at the end of March. I mean, the end of February, 1st of March. Usually people say, well, it hasn't really been much of a winter. So it seems like compared to the East Coast, which is buried in snow and home sales are like way down, because did you read those stories, by the way, about what's happening in the East? Inspectors can't see things. I mean, like the whole real estate industry has just come to a halt.
Who wants to show
East.
a property back there? You grab your shovel. Let's go dig our way in.
I can't see my backyard. It's under 8 feet of snow, but it's there. I promise you it's there, and it's beautiful in the summer.
Now, I was on the phone to one from back east yesterday, and she literally just said the deer have to walk on the street. The snow's too deep in her yard, and they're buried. I've moved like 3 people in the last month and a half from the East Coast, and that's their number one complaint is lots of snow.
It's the lot of snow. Well, just the market in the mortgage lending world. Before we always ask you these questions when you come in here, because people always ask us. Well, it's one of the things that your clients ask us when you show properties. What are you hearing and what are rates today? Do you know what they are? And of course, I always say I'm not a lender, but I've heard this. So I've heard it, but what is it?
Well, rates are anything you want them to be. So here's the real answer. I can give you a 3% rate and take one of your kids to give you that rate, or I can give you an 8% and give you one of mine. So there are a ton of variables that go into quoting an accurate one. But if I was to give a range, I would say the mid-high 3s to the low 4s right now is where the rates are.
Okay, this is going to be conventional, that conventional rates. Give me a range. Come on.
The conventional rates, we're going to be, I locked one in around 3.875. So high 3s, low 4s. You're still just kind of right there. They're a little bit higher than the government stuff.
All right, and USDAs and VA loans and FHA loans like that. How are they?
Well, again, we're going down to credit score. You just love watching me squirm.
I do.
I don't know if you just want to see me in handcuffs or what.
Well,
but
if I have to come to you to get my loan here, I'm going to have to you're going to have to answer all these good questions.
Just keep in mind that
credit scores aside.
Yeah. I mean, credit scores aside, loan to value aside. Right. I mean, there's a ton of things that go into quoting an accurate rate. But the government stuff's typically a little bit lower. You can get down into the mid lower 3s on some of that, and a lot of times you might take a little bit of a higher rate. It's like, hey, I'm going to move into this house. I'm going to be there for 2.5 years, and do I want to charge you a ton of points? So we kind of customize every loan to that particular buyer. If you're really going to be in that loan forever, we might charge you a little bit in points and give you a lower rate, but you really want whatever you pay to have that low rate to pay itself back in a reasonable amount of time, because despite whatever our plans are, life happens, and people aren't typically in loans for 30 years.
No, guys, sure aren't anymore.
For a lot of us have perspective of the years. All these rates are low rates. You can buy a couple points, you still got a pretty low rate. You're still in a pretty sweet spot.
Anything under 6% historically is really good.
Outstanding.
And what kind of buyers are you seeing come through that you talk to? Or are they local people? Are they out of towners? Or where's kind of the mortgages coming from that you're dealing with?
Well, I've actually seen a good mix lately. I mean, the last 2 months, it's been all out of town buyers.
Out-of-town buyers.
Yeah, and now
really?
I think I set up 3 appointments for some local people. Well, one of them as far as Sweden this morning that we got pre-approved.
Really?
So, I mean, it's really just everywhere. I mean, people are coming here. They're realizing that we get 19 inches less rain than they do in Eugene. We actually get less rain than they do in Sacramento. And people are just, they want to retire and be done with the weather, done with the high taxes and all of that. So when you come here, you're welcome, but please don't vote in more taxes. Side note.
Well, it's always a good thing to do. Always good to know. Well, one of the ways that certainly the market that we've watched change over the years is in new construction.
Big time.
And I mean, gosh, when we first started our show in 2009, and there was no new construction going on. Remember, we look at those stats, every month here on our shows,
what stats?
And there was nothing. There was nothing going on there, So. That's always one of the, there were none, but that's certainly changed now in 2015 because we always said we're going to have a housing shortage. I don't know if that's really true or not, but we're certainly seeing rents are down. We learned last week from Laurel Adams, the vacancy rate in rentals is 2% here. And there's a lot of people who are living with their parents kind of things who are now coming out. Remember, they're getting the economy's improving a little bit around here. They're coming back. What do they rent first and then they go buy, and so it's really changed. Anyway, share us who you brought along, Brian Bollinger. You can introduce your guest with us, a guy who I'm sure that you work with on a whole bunch of different things.
Well, yeah, as you guys know, I don't bring a ton of guests on here, but he's just one of those rare people that does a great job for people. And anyway, he's just building houses locally. There's not a lot of USDA loans that you can get new construction anywhere around, and especially in the Medford area, and he has a couple of them, and that's kind of where we started opening a dialogue, and we've closed a few loans together, and they've turned out well enough that he's coming in to hang out with me today.
Yeah. So Brian Pollinger's with us from Hayden Homes, right? You're one of the big builders in the valley now, correct? You need to tuck right into that thing there, Brian.
Yeah, we're one of the big builders here. We just came into the valley last year. We picked up like 62 lots off of Rouse Lake.
Was your first foray into Jackson County?
Into Jackson County, yeah. We were up in Roseburg for a short time a couple years ago.
Okay. And then came here.
And then
have you sold those six? Have you built on those 62 original lots that you guys?
I have 13 left.
Okay, so that's what 49.
Yeah,
you've sold
in the last year and a half.
In a year and a half. Right. No kidding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they're going pretty fast. I mean, I got USDA lots. Guy and I worked together on that.
Yeah, built and sold in a year and a half.
Built and sold.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really impressive. I didn't realize that pace was that frenetic. So tell me, okay.
How's your social life?
Yeah, exactly.
You're doing that for sure. Well, one of the things I read about was Hayden Homes had just, I think, finished their 10,000th home. And I know the company's been around a long time. Just tell people what Hayden Homes is, because we've seen I think what we've seen in the Valley, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong now, that we've seen some of the builders, the big name builders in Oregon, come into our region here. Now we have builders here, obviously, who do a very good job, but I'm talking about Hayden is one of them. Polish Homes, I know, is another one who we've had on our show before. Right. So they're coming into Jackson County. Why? What's happening? Why would you come here now after all these years, I guess, is the question.
Well, as you know, as a builder, we do a lot of research before we move anywhere. And so the research that we have done here, we've come to the conclusion that Medford's about ready to burst at the seams, I might say, or explode.
Really?
Once a certain city hits a certain population, history kind of shows, boom, they're going to blow up.
Do you have any experience in Bend?
Is
yes.
that related?
Okay, yeah. Because I remember Bend in the 1970s when I skied up there. It was much different.
Well, if you're going to compare it, okay, what happened in Bend, though? Tell people what happened there, because that not necessarily isn't a good thing, is it? Okay, all right. So Brian, do you know what you were up there? What was Bend like? I mean, just tell people what happened. Well,
I wasn't in Bend in the 70s.
Okay.
So I can't really reflect on that.
It was a little bitty town. Fun. It was a little bit of town, too.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're out of Redmond, Oregon. Been there for 25 years. So we kind of know what we're doing.
Yeah. All right. Okay. And where do you mostly build at?
Oh, we build primarily in the Northwest, Oregon, Washington, Idaho. And
where you build, I mean, you say where though? I mean, are you in Portland?
No, we're on the outer limits. We do secondary markets. We don't jump into the big cities. You won't see us in Seattle. You won't see us in Portland. You won't see us in Boise. You'll see us on the outskirts. Up and down I-5, we're in Forest Grove, Sandy, Salem, Albany, Eugene, all the way up, all the way down to Medford.
And Medford made the cut.
Medford's going to do great for us here. They're really looking at Medford really hard. They've purchased enough land for the next 10 years to keep them in business down here in Medford.
Hayden Homes has purchased this land, correct?
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
And the land that because this is what's happening, buying up land. That's what we've been hearing from Brad on our shows, is that the available land is being purchased up. So how many lots would you say that Hayden Homes has in just Jackson County that would be available coming up in the next, I don't know, year and a half, or what's going to be?
We're looking at about 300. We picked up 300 home sites.
300 home sites.
Yeah. Plus, we just picked up another 62 home sites off of Spring Street.
Spring Street. Up by off of Crater Lake in that area up there.
Yeah.
I used to live up there. Remember, up on Wabash Street. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So 62 lots up there.
We just grabbed those. We're just starting to build. You swing by there, you can see our framers out there building our houses.
That's pretty impressive.
And where's some of the other places that you're going to have development in the Medford area?
In the Medford area right now, our existing one is out at Candlewood Estates, which is off of Ross Anley in Cheshire. We're in the back there. That's where we grabbed up 60 lots back there. We're about done. Like I say, I got 5 USDA lots out there left.
Mm-hmm.
And for folks that might be hearing that, USDA are the 100% loans with no money down. Are very helpful for first-time home buyers. Helpful for if you're tight on that ratio to get into a home. And these are just a stone's throw from the city limits of Medford, where these other lots in the same development are at, but they've got that USDA qualification attached to them that really, those really stand out. And you can't get any closer to the Medford city limits and get a USDA loan.
No.
How much in terms of Guy Giles? By the way, with Guy Giles from Summit Funding and Brian Poliger from Hayden Homes today on the Real Estate Show. And thanks for being with us today for our show. What about loans for all of this? Is construction loans, or how are? I mean, if they have 360 lots coming up here in the next year and a half, there's going to be a whole lot of loans going on somewhere.
Some hammers swinging too.
Yeah,
I love that.
How does that work for somebody, Guy?
Well, this USDA program is really good. I mean, and by the way, these new lots unfortunately won't be in the USDA area. So if you're thinking about grabbing something up on that program, you might want to do it before he sells out these last few ones.
Okay.
And, not to set a big sense of urgency, but really they are selling pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
And the mortgage insurance is a little bit lower on these USDA loans, so it's kind of a nice program. You can get in 100% financing and have a brand new house. You're not worried about the water heater or the heater for that matter. I got to replace mine this last winter, or the roof, or whatever. And then these guys build a good product. So you can anywhere from kind of the starter house to some pretty fancy ones.
Well, how do I get my loan? I don't care about that. I want to know how am I get my loan from? How am I going to get a loan to do something with Hayden Homes? I mean, do I get it from them? Do I get it from you? How do I get the money to go visit with them? To make the choices that we're going to talk about in a little bit about the homes.
Well, you just come in and get pre-qualified, and he's willing to talk to you. He's out there most weekends when you guys, well, hopefully you're off work right now on Saturday, so you can actually come down and probably see him right now.
But there's different kinds of home loans, and that's what we always hear this. There's construction loans I can get spec home. I can do different types of new construction type loans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what do you do, Brian? What do you recommend that someone do?
As far as loans programs,
yeah, you talk to somebody.
I normally tell them to consult with their lender. We do have an in-house lender as well that they consult with. I usually send them over to Guy, and they can determine what loan is best suited for them. I mean, we'll do anything within reason. I mean, we'll do the VA, the FHA, the conventional, the USDA. We'll take all those loans.
Well, and one of the things that kind of impressed me about these guys from the get-go is they have a little fund to just make the next house cheaper for the next first-time home buyer. And I don't want to speak out of turn, so if I say anything wrong, let me know. But from what I understand, you guys put a little bit of money into an endowment just to kind of keep the funds local. And another thing that I really like about the way they do it is he doesn't do both sides of the deal. So a local real estate agent, if you walk into there, you bring your own agent, you're good to go. You can buy a Hayden home, and there's no pressure for them trying to take both sides. And I just thought it was kind of a neat thing that just by design, they're into giving back to the communities that they move into. They really don't seem like somebody that's coming into town to just make a ton of money and leave. Mm-hmm. And they showed that when they sent when one of my buyers actually had wanted to go in and have him do both sides of the deal. And he said, look, you need some representation from somebody on your side, so I'll represent my side. And we got him off to a good agent that did the other side. And I just thought that was kind of a cool thing because, in this day and age, there's a lot of people that are just looking out for themselves. And, of course, they want to make money. But
yeah. Well, in fact, Joe and I have done that several times on real estate transactions where I don't like doing both sides. And I say, hey, Joe, would you take care of these clients? They're wonderful people, and you've done the same thing, which I agree with that because it just makes it cleaner and just easier and, less questions, the kinds of, things that somebody can come back at you at. So that's really good. So it's good to hear that the loans are out there. We're going up against a break here, and I want to hear when we come back how you pick the home. I mean, I don't know how to do that. I've never done that before.
Brian mentioned as well that you don't have to go through the phases and the hassle of a construction loan. You get your loan, they build the house, and you move in. You don't have to go through the inspections and all that comes.
It's that
with
easy.
That.
It's that easy. You're saying that's so easy.
That is really preferable
all right.
to a lot of buyers today.
The real estate show rolls on here on KMED this weekend, February 28th and March the 1st. Pete and Joe, the real estate guys, we're coming right back after this. The real estate show rolls on here on KMED, February 28th and March the 1st of 2015. Pete and Joe, the real estate guys, with you. And don't forget, if you have any questions, during the week, you can email us. It's pretty easy to do, Pete or Joe at realestateShowOregon.com, huh?
In fact, just email me just so I know you're out there and you have my email address. Keep looking in my inbox.
Are you lonely or something? My goodness.
Just a little correspondence.
Next week, Brad Bennington of the Home Builders Association will be along. We'll update you on their efforts for the home show coming up in April, which we're going to say soon, which will be like next month. Yeah. It's actually coming up here. That's going to be their only one. And also be sure you check out the Jackson Soil and Water Conservation District's website at jswcd.org for those latest classes. And, of course, they've got their summer camps coming up that if you got kids who want to go to those, they're terrific things for you. So you want to check those websites out and some of our terrific partners here on the Real Estate Show. We're with Guy Giles, who's the sales manager of Summit Funding, along with Brian Pollinger from Hayden Homes here on the Real Estate Show. And gosh, you guys, it's really encouraging to see how much this market has changed. The latest, SOMLS stats had, new home sales and new construction in the last 3-month period was like 74. That's a remarkable total to me, and but I don't know how if that's like normal or what that means. But it's certainly a lot. To me, that's a pretty high number.
Not for our age, it's not.
This certainly isn't. Anyway, Brian, with Brian now, Hayden Homes. Tell me how, because I really don't understand a lot how. I know you guys try to make it easy for people to pick a home or what they want to do. So, if I would call you up and
you may be going through this process.
I may be going through this process. Tell me what I would do. I mean, tell me what I need to know about picking a home, getting going.
Okay. Well, I suggest that you come out to the model because that's the best place to show you what we do and how well we do it.
Where's the model at?
The model is located at 1030 Compton Way.
Compton Way. Where is that?
That's off of Ross Anley in Cheshire.
Oh, okay.
It's at the very end of Cheshire almost. So.
All right. Okay.
Come out to the model home, and I'll show you around the model, show you our quality that we do, stuff like that. I'll show you the different floor plans that we offer out there, and then all the amenities that can go into your home.
So you have what 10 or 12? How many of them are there? I mean, different plans.
Different plans. Out at Candlewood Estates is where we're at right now.
Okay.
I can offer up to 6 different floor plans.
6. Okay.
Okay, and then our Berkeley Heights, where we're just starting off with Spring Streets, I offer 9 different floor plans.
Okay. And give me what the price ranges are.
Price ranges. I mean, of course,
and square footage.
And square footage. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And lot size.
Lot size. Okay.
While we're at it.
And see if you can fit a pool in there, right?
And RV parking would be very helpful.
Well, out at Candlewood, we offer anywhere from 1,400 square foot all the way up to 2,500 square foot home. So there's a lot of options there in between. Out at Berkeley Hills, where we just got started out there, we offer anywhere from 1,574 all the way up to 2,500.
Okay.
So,
is that kind of the range now that average size, has fallen a little bit over time? Remember, people wanted those 4,000 square foot behemoths. So are people being smarter now, or do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I think they are. They're being a little bit more. The thought process a little bit better. They go, wow, do I really need that big a house? It's only There's only 4 of us. Do I need 4,000 square feet?
Right.
Will 2,500 work? Will 1,800 even work? So,
And that's what you're seeing. Okay, so what size lots that we're seeing out there?
The size of lots out at Candlewood is 50 by 100. They're not too big, but you're in a residential area, which is,
Is that like 10?
0.10.
Okay, so they're 10th acre lots,
Right.
Generally speaking, there. Okay, yeah.
And it depends on what size of home you decide to put on there and the footprint of the home. You do get a sizable backyard, sizable side yard. I have been able to push some homes left or right in order to get an RV parking. So there are possibilities. There's a lot of possibilities. But you asked me a while ago, what do you need to do? You need to come out and see me. We'll sit down. We'll go through the floor plans. We'll go through the lots. You pick one out. You pick a floor plan, pick a lot. We sit down. I'll do a mock build. We have our own design center right there on site.
So you put it together right in front of my eyes.
We put it right in front of your eyes, yep. And I'll send you away with an exact price of what that house will cost you.
It's kind of like a one-stop shop kind of getting that done, isn't it?
Wow.
And
a couple of the new house transactions I've done, the ability to pick your colors and pick your cabinets and pick your counters. That's a big deal, huh? That really is. You really get to put your own stamp on it. That's a really
at the level of construction when you're starting out of the thing.
You make those choices. You make those calls, and it sounds like the virtual deal can just show you what it looked like right
show you, yeah. We do it all on the computer right there. Give you exact price. Show you what everything costs, stuff like that. You get to choose the exterior color, interior colors, color your carpet. You get to choose everything. And these range, like I said, 1,400 to 2,500 square feet out at Candlewood. Prices start at $200,000.
$200,000.
Yeah, $200,000 for a brand new home.
Yep.
That's pretty good price. What are the amenities that people are wanting in 2015? You're seeing mostly.
What I'm seeing is we offer a granite, not a granite, it's a quartz.
Quartz counters.
People are starting to get away from the granite.
That's true. Very true.
And so one of the reasons is because the granite is so porous, it holds a lot of the bacteria and stuff like that.
Imperfections of what you have on them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so with the quartz, it's a little bit tighter and it doesn't hold that. And plus with the quartz, it's more, geez, how do you say it? It's more level. It's more the pattern.
It doesn't have okay. I know what you mean. I've seen that thing.
And then I'm seeing a lot of people go to this tile that looks like a wood.
Okay.
It's a simulated wood tile. It's a porcelain tile. It's 6 by 36 or 6 by 24. I'm seeing a lot of that.
What about the HVACs and the heating systems and those kinds of things? Are people? Is energy efficiency, those kinds of things? Is those amenities that you're putting in these homes?
They're all energy efficient. Yes, they are, and we include AC in all our homes.
Okay.
All our heating units are stored up in the attic to save space. We have found out with the building envelope and all that, with the heater being upstairs, it's actually more efficient with the heat blowing down instead of up.
Down instead of up. Okay. And what about the demand for two-level homes? Again, one of the things that that we clients. Single-level homes are with them, are really.
It's all. I got to tell you, Pete. All the people that I've seen come through the model and stuff like that, I've sold to a variety of people. I mean, I got single-level, I got retirees, semi-retirees, I got first-time home buyers coming through. I got people moving up that want the 2 stories.
Okay.
The retirees and stuff like that want the single levels. There are some people that just I don't want a 2-story. I want a single level. So I'm seeing a variety of people coming through. I'm seeing a lot of first-time home buyers, especially at our price point at $200,000.
Oh, I think that's an amazing price point.
Where you get to choose everything.
Yeah, you can still choose everything.
You get to pick everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
The energy savings as I go to pay my power bill this weekend, the energy savings alone of a new home would help towards my house payment, help save me money each month.
How accurate is that statement that I know when I alluded to at the beginning of our show about the city of Medford, wanting to put the idea to put sprinklers in new construction, and Brad Bennington happened to be with us on that show when that came out that day, and he had a statement or two about what he thought of that. But his comment was that the building materials used today are so good that the threat of fire from new construction is so much less than where it really happens, which is in old homes. Is that an accurate statement?
I believe it is, yeah. Without doing a whole lot of research on it, yeah, that's what I've experienced, is that with new construction, the materials that we do use, they're more fire retardant. They're brand new. They're not, it's just better.
So the criticism that I would have sometimes is that why aren't you building more green homes? you say you really are in many ways. Is that way?
Yes, we are in many ways. I mean, we don't have the green stamp, of course, but all our appliances, all our heating, all our air conditioning are green. I mean, in Medford alone, we insulate the garages as well. A lot of our communities up north, we do not do that. But in Medford, we do that because of the heat.
Is it overblown about green and that kind of thing? I mean, it doesn't seem to be.
Or is it just the demand? Or the
that's what I'm saying. It
demand?
doesn't seem to be a great deal of demand because the thinking is that it's going to add a whole bunch of costs to the property, and I keep saying it doesn't, does it?
No, not with the green stuff that we're using. Yeah, our motto is to offer a quality home at the lowest possible price. And that's what we do. I mean, we hire all local labor. We don't farm it out or anything. We don't bring in our own crews or everything. We hire everybody local. We keep the money here.
Yeah, see, I like those kinds of things from businesses. You know, that's
really
one of my
important.
favorite things, as you know, is keeping it local and keeping our dollars going here. We're in the real estate show. One more segment to go. We're with Brian Bollinger from Hayden Homes and Guy Giles of Summit Funding. Pete Belcaster and Joe Brett, the real estate guys, with you. Don't you dare go away, because we are coming right back right after this. Welcome to the Real Estate Show on KMED. Pete Belcaster and Joe Brett, the real estate guys, with you here February 28th and March the 1st. This show repeats, at 9 o'clock on Sunday morning. All of our shows are available on youtube.com/Real Estate Show Oregon. And of course, we have some TV shows running right now on the RVTV cable channels in Jackson and Josephine counties. Channel 9 on Ashland HomeNet, Channel 180 on Charter Cable in both counties. So hope you'll check out the schedules there with some really good shows, I thought, last week. I have another one coming up live on March the 10th. We're with Brian Bollinger from Hayden Homes with us on the Real Estate Show today, along with Guy Giles, the sales manager for Summit Funding. We're talking new construction, what Hayden Homes is doing, owns about 300. This is what we've learned today on our show. Who's purchased, you have 360 lots, correct?
That is correct.
You're building and you're selling right now.
Well, we're selling the 60 right now. We have to develop the 300, of course.
But that's coming.
Coming.
It's actually coming. Tell me about subcontractors, because we've heard on our shows that there's less people in the trades working than there was back in the day, 7 to 8 years ago. Do you find that difficult, Brian, to find enough people to help you as you're building a lot of homes? It takes a lot of people to do it.
It does take a lot of people, and like I said earlier, we hire everybody locally, and we are struggling to find those people, the quality people that we're looking for to build a quality home, of course.
Can you teach people to do any of this? Because how does someone learn? It's really weird because there's not like a lot of classes and things, and guys in the old days I heard that framers you start by framing those kind of things, don't you?
Yeah, that's where you start. But yeah, unfortunately those trades have not been handed down.
Yeah. Let me ask you about multi-generational homes, things like that we're seeing, specialty homes, for mother-in-laws, obviously mother-in-law cottages, whatever you want to call them, senior homes, where people, foster care homes, that they're building specialty homes. Is there going to be a demand for that in the future? What are you seeing around the state?
I've seen it up north quite a bit where there is multi-generational homes.
Okay.
A lot of requests for that up in the Portland-Salem area. It follows all the way down to Eugene.
All right.
Here, I haven't seen it so much. I have sold one home personally that was multi-generational.
Yeah.
And we do have a floor plan that accommodates that, where there's a bedroom and bathroom downstairs.
Right. Do you have plans that show lifelong housing? I've been going to classes on this, about making things more accessible for older people to have wider doors, things like that, lower counters, higher socket, things like that. Do you see? Is there demand for that? Do you have that available for people in the future?
We don't have it available right now, but yes, we're definitely looking at things like that. We are.
Yeah.
So,
I really would. Yeah. It's going to be a thing. I've been in the spec homes again. I've seen about those things, and I see that coming. So the whole construction world is really interesting, isn't it? In 2015, it's changed a lot, Guy. How everything about it, hasn't it? It's kind of cool. I think I'm excited about what you're doing, and I think that shows good confidence in our economy, because there aren't a lot of jobs around, but I think something's going on there. So we'll see what happens with that. All right?
It's cool. One of the other things, and he's not paying me to say nice things about him. If I don't have something nice, I just don't say it at all. If you go out there and check out these model homes, he's not one of these people that's going to chase you to your car and try to get your phone number. His just a nice, easy approach, and that's kind of why I asked him onto the show too, because he's just genuinely a good good real estate agent.
In the range of new homes at $200,000 ranging and picking your own amenities, I think that would have a lot of appeal, really to first-time buyers in those ranges, isn't it? I mean, that seems to me that's a good place to start, maybe.
Well, yeah, and just coming in with a house that, again, you don't have to worry about replacing a water heater or a roof or something in the next few years is a big plus.
And how long are guarantees on new
We have a
1-year
builder's warranty, and we call it wall to wall. It covers everything wall to wall. We also have a 300-point inspection that we go through the houses before they're even turned over to me or for other inspections. Mm-hmm. So we do it thoroughly. We have what we call a zero defect policy, where we like to deliver the new home to the buyer with zero defects. Mm-hmm. So we really strive hard for that, and we accomplish it many, many times.
Mm-hmm. You really see this. What's interesting of your comments today, Brian, is you all have done your research, and you all are saying that Medford, this area, Jackson County, is really poised to grow some here.
Yes,
and getting in position. Because I know other builders, too, have a number of lots that they have also purchased. I was at a John L. Scott, my office has a builder's breakfast, that was last week, and that was one of the things that just shocked me when people were getting up saying lots here, 100 here, from Rogue River to this to that to that. And I was surprised that there was that many, and you're certainly backing that up and saying yes, they are.
Yeah, they are, and it's amazing how many there is out there and how many demand is. Like you were saying earlier, the inventory of resale homes is down.
Yeah, way down.
Way down. Time to come buy a brand new home.
And as long as it can be, and Guy, when you visit with your clients, and you talk about new homes, maybe and buying homes, that point of maybe buy, maybe sell, maybe buy new comes it crosses a threshold, doesn't it? At some point.
No, it definitely does. And one other thing about this whole deal is we're talking about a few of the smaller lots that they have on the east or the west side. I think these lots are a ton bigger that you guys are building
on the east side. Yeah. On the east side, there's 50 feet wide and they're 132 feet deep. Mm-hmm. I mean, we can even do additional dwelling units on the back. Mm-hmm. So they're all alley access. So they're good-sized lots on the 60 that we have.
That was just something I thought about earlier, so I didn't mean to just kind of jump off topic. But I did have some new home buyers in yesterday that we were talking to, and I said, hey, factor this into your budget because he's looking at buying an older house. You need to put a little bit of money aside. And just figure something's going to go wrong. I replaced my heating system this year in my house.
Yeah,
and and if you don't budget for that sort of thing, it's just something that's a little bit less to worry about with a new home. So that's kind of nice.
I've never lived in a new home. I mean, I never have had that opportunity to do that. But supply and demand right now the demand is there. I guess that's the bottom line before we run out of time today. It sounds like, Brian, the demand is certainly there from all over the spectrum. Right?
Yep. I mean,
who people are?
For an example, I sold 7 this month.
7
brand new homes.
7.
Yeah.
It's a short month, too.
That's good. You had a pretty good month.
Yeah. But that just shows you what the demand is.
The demand is that
there.
High. Yeah. And you're not building like luxury homes here,
no,
right?
We're not. We're not.
I mean, you guys don't that's not your area.
No, that's not our niche. Our niche is to the working man, the working class. That's our niche.
And that's the biggest need, I would say, from people on our show. That seems to be the biggest need, is that single family home, maybe with this or that kind of an amenity with it as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's good to hear that you're doing well, and I wish you well as well. How can people get a hold of you quickly, because we're out of time?
503-569-4256.
And where's the Hayden Home spec home?
Hayden Home model home is located at 1030 Compton Way off of Ross Anley in Cheshire.
All right, you want to go see it, Guy? Good luck to you as well. We'll talk to you soon as well. Very good. That'll do it for the Real Estate Show this week here on KMED. Hey, we'll see you next week right back here on KMED. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you back here. God bless.
Thank you for listening to the Original Real Estate Show with Pete Belcastro and Joe Brett, the Real Estate Guys. For advice, guidance, or counsel on any of our topics, or to watch a replay of today's show, visit our website at realestateshoworegon.com. This show is sponsored by RE/MAX, Ideal Brokers of Southern Oregon, Tycor Title, All Cities Property Management, and the Jackson Soil and Water Conservation District. We'll continue our weekly quest to enhance the value of your property and to make you a smart real estate consumer when we gather every Saturday and Sunday on KMED for the one and only Original Real Estate Show.